Hello and welcome to the What Women Want Today podcast. You might be asking yourself right about now, well, what do women want? I mean, we're pretty complex creatures, right? Well, I think we want it all, and I'm here to explore it with you. My name is Terry Kellums. I'm your host. Go grab your favorite beverage. I've already got my glass of wine, and let's get started. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the What Women Want Today podcast. This is your host, Terry Kellums, and it is Christmas week. Here we are. We are, 21st? We are 4 days away from Christmas, 3 days away if you celebrate it on Christmas Eve. And I need to make a Christmas confession this year. I don't want to celebrate Christmas, which is really unlike me. I grew up with a mom who really loved Christmas, and I have so many good memories of her making the holiday so special. We would make sugar cookies and decorate them. She made fudge every year, and she would make these candies called Chinese New Year's candies, I think. A Chinese New Year's candy. I found the recipe on Pinterest. I'm going to put it in the show notes in case you've never had it. It just always makes me think of her whenever I see those cookies. But I remember each year the Christmas music playing and decorating the tree and wrapping presents and her just making these wonderful holiday meals. And I created some fun times with my own children as well. I loved buying them those little velvet Christmas dresses and curling their hair real pretty. And I would make a craft with them. We would decorate cookies. My youngest one liked to do gingerbread houses. And then one year, when they were really young, I helped them make up a dance routine and they performed it in front of the whole family for Christmas. But this year, well, it feels different. My mom passed away right after Christmas in 2012, but most years I can get over the sadness by knowing that my mom would have wanted us to have a great Christmas without her. But this year feels heavy, like there's no room for joy in the season, for me anyway. Now, I know for others out there, like my soul sister Amanda, she lost her father in August and then her mom just a few short months later. I know a woman who lost her husband. This will be the first Christmas without him. I know of a family that lives real close to us who passed away. He was in his 30s and he has 2 young children. So I know I'm not the only one. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer for you out there that are celebrating the season and finding joy. I just want to make it okay for those of you who share my sentiment this year. Christmas just doesn't feel like Christmas to me. Now, I'm still listening to Christmas music in the kitchen. We have one of those little Google Alexa type things. And, I say, hey, Google, play Christmas jazz. And it's really nice. And when I'm in the car, or I've even gotten in the habit of turning on YouTube every morning and using one of those fireplaces with the Christmas music playing in the background. And it does put me in a very good place. I put out a few Christmassy decorations, but no tree. And I really am not buying presents this year, which, with the exception of our grandson, which my husband does that anyway. He's kind of taken over all present buying for our little Finley as his job, but he really enjoys that. And I didn't have any boys, so the boy toys are really tough for me anyway. But I want to wish you all the joy that the season has to offer and a very happy new year. Now, if you want to hang out with me for just a couple more minutes, I do have an update for you. If you remember a couple of months back, I shared with you that my husband was considering a project with his company that would take us to Big Bear Lake in California. And then the opportunity, we didn't end up going over there. And I went through a little bit of a tough time with that whole situation. So this time when it came around again, I held back and I didn't really share it with anybody. So I just, which kind of goes against everything I always talk about, which is, not to suffer anything in silence. But this felt a little bit more, I don't know, raw. Does that word fit? I guess I felt a little bit more like too vulnerable to want to share it again. And so I've kind of kept it all to myself. But we found out, I think has it been already 2 weeks since we found out that we got the job transfer, and we are going to be doing part of our move over the Christmas holiday and up there or down there in the southern part of Arizona by mid to late January. So I've been, just kind of processing that whole thing, processing a move and a new place. And in fact, the next time I record a solo show for you, it will be in my new location. But I've just been working through all that. I've been, kind of decorating our new place in my brain and packing up things in my brain and doing all the things you do when you're getting ready to move. Organizing, throwing things away. We had the realtor come and take pictures and, some Christmas gatherings in our neighborhood, some different fun things we did. We went to a wine tasting party this last weekend that was so fun. And tonight we're doing Taco Tuesday with all of our neighbors as sort of probably the last one that we will do with them. But this is a good thing. And my husband and I are excited about what we call a new chapter or a new adventure in our lives. So all is not so bad this holiday season. It's just different than normal. And, maybe the move does have something to do with my lack of it feeling like Christmas. Today, after I'm done recording this and loading it, I will start packing up this little apartment that we built, and it will be empty by Friday morning as we make our journey down there. So as you are listening to this, I am really sending out all my wishes for the best possible holiday season that you can have. And I hope you find it filled with love and family and friends and some delicious food and maybe a glass or two of wine. I just want to wrap up our time together today. I know this was sort of a different episode, pretty short, pretty sweet. Well, maybe not so sweet, but pretty short. Sometimes we just have feelings. We go through different seasons of life, and, they always say tough times don't last, tough people do. So thank you for hanging out with me today, and we will see you in the new year. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation as much as I did. If you'd like to continue the conversation, come on over and join our private Facebook group, What Women Want Today. I'd love to hang out with you some more there. Any resources mentioned in today's episode will be in the show notes. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at What Women Want Today Podcast, or visit my website at whatwomenwanttoday.com. Please remember to subscribe, download, and share. Leave me a review. It helps other amazing women find the show and become a member of our community. One last thing for you today. You are not alone. You are worthy of love and a fulfilled life. Now it's time to go after it.